Hello guys, hope you had fun with assignment 1. So let's get started on assignment 2. As you can see, I downloaded the information from the Blackboard and put it in my folder and put it in the C drive under my coursework in the assignment 2.1 folder, and I am ready with my map document. Uh, and I'm gonna add the layers here. So here you can see a County Financial MDB, which is a database that I created and imported all the three layers into it. But you'll have to come up with your own County Financials MDB, which I'm not gonna help you do in this video tutorial, but I'll show it to you in the class. So that's your kind of like a challenge for the assignment. And I'm gonna add the layers: Munich, reverse, and revenue DBF. Add all three layers. Now I can see, because we have a table, you can see we got into something called a source tab within the table of contents. That is because in the display tab you cannot actually see the table, because a table does not have a spatial display. Is that right? So what I'm gonna do, go to my display tab and play with some basic things here. Go to municipalities. I'm gonna label them using this. And I'm gonna add some halo to it so that that's visible even though they're small. And I'm gonna use a grayish font to it, and I'm gonna say label features. So those are my counties now, and I have my rivers. Now the important step is actually joining this particular table, which has the name, which is the primary field here. And if you go to the Munich shapefile, you can actually see the name. Those two should be matching, so these two are the fields that we are gonna use to join these two tables. How we are gonna do that? Close this, right click, go to data, go to join and relates, join based on our name and based on the revenue, in which is something called name 2. Okay, keep all the records and click on OK. It says, do you want to automatically create an index? Just use yes and right click and open. Now you can see that the fields from the table have actually been added to the shapefile. So the ones that we are going to really use are the tax, real tax, and income tax. Okay, these are the three main fields that we're going to use today. Now in the assignment you are asked to create two maps, which means actually creating two different data frames. So I'm going to rename this one as real estate tax. That's gonna be one of my data frames. I'm gonna copy it and edit, paste it. So now I have two data frames. So one I'm gonna use for real estate tax, and the second one I'm gonna use for income tax. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my so I'm gonna activate this one first, the real estate tax, and go to properties, go to symbology, and in the categories, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my real estate tax. Actually I'm gonna use graduated colors, real, and I use and use quantiles, actually quantile breaks, and go with the default, but I'm gonna normalize my data using a total tax, so that this becomes a percentage. I'm going to format labels and say this is percentage. It already is represents a fraction, and number of decimal places I'm gonna use like 2. Okay, uh, yeah, and make it a little more clearer. I'm gonna use my own adjustments here: 25, 50, 60, 70, and 89 is fine. Maybe make it 90. Okay, and I'm gonna go with this color here, and I'm gonna go back to my income tax, activate that one, and go to properties, symbology, quantities, symbols, income tax. Go with normalize by tax, format labels. Oh, actually, and classify it by quantile and adjust these values. uh, 20, 25, 30, 40, let's call it 90. Okay, and use a different color. What shall we use? Yeah, we'll go with the reds. Actually, it's too much. I'm gonna go with the much lighter color here. So that's that. Now what we need to do is create a layout. Okay, I'm going to my layout view, and I can see, if you move your data frame, you can see 2 data frames here. So what I'm gonna do is adjust these so that they don't look terrible like they are looking right now. I'm gonna make room for my legend and stuff so that they don't look awkward. And I'm gonna check on the scales here. It says 1:494, 1:507, which is not good because we are doing the same map here. What I'm gonna do is set both to 1:500. Okay, so that they make more sense. And I'm gonna add title. The title will be something like this. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the basic thing here, move to the top, and maybe this looks a little awkward, so I'm gonna add some guides to make sure these things line up properly. I'm gonna drag to the guides so that they match, and I'm gonna click on my income tax data frame and say insert legend. Okay, I don't want reverse in my legend. I'm gonna go with the basic stuff. And I'm gonna click on my real estate